Project management systems come in many different flavors. Some are designed for specific industries, some are designed to support very specific business processes. So, which are the top 10 project management systems in 2024? That's what we are going to discuss in this video. So, let's dive in. Hello everyone, my name is Sam Gupta. I am principal at Elevate IQ. Elevate IQ is the independent ERP and digital transformation consulting firm. We help our clients with digital transformation strategy, enterprise technology selection, implementation, as well as change management. On that note, let's go back to today's topic, which is going to be top 10 project management systems in 2024. Overall, we published this list in 2023 as well, so you are not going to see major changes from that just because there have not been much advancements overall among these systems. So the criteria that we generally use to compile this list is the product share, the acquisition strategy focused on this product category, the product roadmap, community, ecosystem, win rate, technology strategy, as well as investors. So these are some of the factors that we look at. And if these factors are going to be focused on the project management systems category, then they generally rank higher on our list. So now let's look at the list. So number 10 on our list is Workzone. And if you look at the design of Workzone, it was designed for ad agencies as well as marketing firms. So the design is going to be very influenced towards that. Now, when a product is going to be designed for these verticals, it might not be as relevant when you look at project management workflows for construction or for software development, because they are going to require very unique embeddedness, very unique integrations, as well as the business processes that they are going to be needing. The other differentiator among these project management systems is going to be whether a project management system is designed primarily just for the internal project management or the external project management. The internal project management primarily cares for the operational capabilities when you look at the project management, the portfolio management, the resource planning, the capacity utilization. All of those capabilities are going to be relevant for the internal project management. When you look at the external project management, for that, sometimes a different term is used, and that is called PSA, which is the professional services automation, which is also the project management category. It is also installed in the siloed manner. It is not going to be as integrated as you are going to find inside the project management module of an ERP, but that is going to be slightly more for external project management. So when you look at Workzone, Workzone is really designed for those internal project management capabilities. So some of the strengths that you're going to notice with Workzone is the project views are robust, and then the permission level are going to be detailed as well, the comprehensive project template, and then the weaknesses are going to be the technology is outdated and the financial capabilities are going to be limited, especially when you are looking at the project costing scenarios, etc. That's where Workzone is going to be really weak. So that's number 10. Now, number 9 on our list is Clickup. And Clickup is designed for remote work and the agile development teams. So this is going to be geared towards those software development verticals. So one of the things that you might notice with these project management software, there are two different ways of designing the project management software. One is going to be slightly fluid architecture. The second is going to be slightly more prescriptive architecture. So with the fluid architecture, you will require a lot more consulting effort because they are not going to have as much prescriptive capabilities. So let's say if you're a development organization and you are looking for slightly more fluidity overall with respect to data model as well as with the processes, then you might need those fluid solutions such as your monday.com, Smartsheet, etc. But Clickup is going to be in the focused category where you are going to get all of these workflows pre-enabled as part of the product, so you don't require as much data model expertise, as much consulting expertise in enabling all of those. So that is going to reduce your implementation time, implementation budget, but at the same time you are not going to have as much flexibility. The training time is going to be increased as well, because you have to train yourself with that proprietary knowledge with solutions such as Clickup. The other strengths that you're going to notice with Clickup is your internal project management and the customer support is very responsive, and that is very common trend that we generally see with any of the prescriptive solution. Their support is generally better. The weaknesses that you're going to find with Clickup is the billing is going to be one of the challenges. So again, the way the Clickup solution is positioned is it's not necessarily positioned as the PSA. It's primarily a project management solution, so you are going to see a lot more challenges with billing. And when you look at the mature capabilities, such as when you are going to be using the nested formulas, if you're looking for very similar experience as your Microsoft project or Microsoft Excel, that's where Clickup might not be as friendly. And the batch capabilities are going to be limited as well. And these batch capabilities are going to be when you are, let's say, updating 100 tasks at the same time, or you are changing the permission levels for 100 users. So some of these capabilities might not be as detailed. So we encourage you to number one, create your spec in terms of how you would like to vet these solutions. And secondly, check all of these capabilities if they are going to be supported by the solutions. So that's number 9. Now, number 8 on our list is Jira, and this is probably one of the most popular solution among software development firms. And the reason for that is because software development has very unique processes, very unique integration requirements that might not be relevant for other organizations. So the design philosophy of Jira is going to be very geared towards those software development firms, and sometimes that could be a barrier for the other companies that might not care for these data fields or the capabilities that are going to be friendlier for the software development firms. So the strengths that you are going to get with Jira is, for example, let's say the requirement management or bug tracking software. They are very well integrated, tightly embedded. So that's going to be very native experience for the software development firms, but that might be a barrier for the other companies that might be looking for slightly more generalized project management solution. The limitations with Jira is going to be time tracking, even though their marketplace is extremely vibrant. So you are going to find a lot of different add-ons, but their time tracking is not going to be as native. So you might find friction when you are going to look at some of those PSA capabilities. When you have to bill your clients, the experience might not be as intuitive. When you are looking for project costing scenarios, the experience might not be as intuitive. So that's number 8. Now, number 7 on our list is Airtable. And Airtable is going to be in that fluid category where this is very similar to other project management solution. And these are positioned as more of the technical platforms as opposed to the prescriptive project management solution. So with Airtable, what you're going to find is the technical capabilities as part of the solution, where if you need to enable very custom workflows, then Airtable is going to make sense, but it will require a lot more consulting expertise, a lot more development efforts. So that is going to increase your consulting time. Sometimes you might be able to do this yourself, but when you are going to do this yourself, you are increasing the technical backlog because you might be automating your broken processes. So that becomes a habit, and that poses challenges overall from the operational efficiency perspective. But Airtable could be a great solution when you are looking for a very custom fluid solution that you can enable yourself or using a consulting company. The difference between some of these solutions that are very similar, for example, Airtable, monday.com, as well as Smartsheet, Airtable has a lot more capabilities as well as ecosystem that are going to be geared towards those graphic designing firms or companies that are going to be in those 3D modeling spaces where they require a lot of collaboration overall on those 3D models. And these are going to be slightly more architectural centric firms. They are also very deep into the project management processes, for which Airtable is going to be slightly friendly. Some of the other disadvantages with Airtable you are going to feel is the workflow and notification capabilities and less intuitive interface. The way the data model is designed, it's not as friendly as your Monday.com or Smartsheet. We typically don't hear from users when they use Monday.com that they are finding it difficult, but Airtable has a lot more layers, which means far stronger capabilities overall from the configuration perspective. But that poses challenges when users don't necessarily have experience with relational data modeling and how they can enable the workflows for the users. The project costing complexities is going to be another disadvantage with Airtable. So that's number 7. Now, number 6 on our list is Monday.com, which is a very similar product as your Airtable. So the way Monday.com is designed, it's a very technical platform, so it's not going to have as many prescriptive workflows. You are going to find a lot of different templates that are going to be geared towards the specific workflows, but integrating them, using them together could be a challenge, and that's where you would require a lot more consulting time, development time as well. So whatever challenges you are going to have with Airtable, they are going to be equally applicable with your Monday.com solution as well. So some of the strengths that you're going to notice with Monday.com is the industry specific variations. So you are going to find a lot more templates for the industry specific processes, just because the Monday.com ecosystem is far more developed than some of the other solutions, and the user interface is slightly cleaner than the other solutions. Some of the other challenges that you're going to find is going to be project costing. Project costing requires far deeper expertise from the data model perspective, far more consulting expertise. So enabling that on Monday.com could be trickier. So Monday.com is great for your internal project management, operational side of the project management. But when you look at either financial side of the project management or the external side of project management, that's where Monday.com might struggle. The other challenges that you are going to find with Monday.com is the way the data model is designed. The boards that you are going to have, they are not going to be as connected. So when you are trying to correlate every single board, that's when you are going to find challenges. So Monday.com is probably a better spreadsheet, but when you look at those mature scenarios, when you require deeper traceability correlation among projects, among tasks, among boards, that's when Monday.com really struggles. The other challenges that you're going to find with Monday.com is, let's say if you are using some other tools in conjunction. For example, some of your users might prefer, for example, Microsoft Project. If you simply want to export the Gantt chart and look in your favorite tool, you might find challenges there, because obviously Monday.com want every single user to use Monday.com, but that might not be possible for all of the users. And that's where you are going to run into the adoption challenges, even though UI is going to be very intuitive from the Monday.com perspective. So those are some of the challenges, and that's number 6. Now, number 5 on our list is Smartsheet. So overall, Smartsheet is very comparable platform as your Monday.com or Airtable, but the differences with Smartsheet is going to be that it is designed from the perspective of project managers. So you are going to have far richer capabilities overall from the project management perspective. If you are switching, let's say from Microsoft Project or Microsoft Excel, and you are looking for similar experience when your boards are going to be connected, when you are going to be able to use the formulas the way you have been using inside your Microsoft Project, that's when Smartsheet really shines. But at the same time, you are not going to have similar capabilities as your Microsoft Excel or Microsoft Project when you are looking for deeper capabilities with those nested formulas or the formulas that are going to be supported by your Microsoft Project, etc. So when it comes to the deeper capabilities, the Smartsheet is not going to be as friendly, but it is at least going to have those connected data models that you are going to require in a platform. The other strengths for Smartsheet is spreadsheet like views, the customizable automation, as well as switching between project views is just easier. That might not be possible with your Microsoft Project or Microsoft Excel. That is all inbuilt as part of Smartsheet, but these views are going to be available with the similar platforms such as your Airtable or Monday.com. The other weaknesses that you are going to notice with Smartsheet is the billing, the project cost tracking, and performance with the larger sheets. So when you are going to have very complex projects, that's when Smartsheet is not going to be as efficient. It's a great fit for the smaller organizations looking for a tool where you don't require as much consulting expertise. But even for the smaller organizations, if they are not going to be as savvy with the relational data modeling, they are going to require far more consulting expertise with a Smartsheet as than they would require for slightly more prescriptive tools. So that's number 5. Now, number 4 on our list is Asana. And Asana is a market leader, especially for marketing-centric agencies or the software development firms. It is a well adopted product. Now, Asana is part of that prescriptive category where you are going to find a lot more capabilities as part of the tool. Overall, when you look at the layer of internal versus external project management, Asana is really designed for the internal project management. So it does not have all of the capabilities that you are going to find with your PSA category, where they are going to be equally good at the external project management. So the other strengths with Asana is that project management for non-billable operations, which also means that they are for the internal project management, and some of the prescriptive workflows may not be as relevant. For example, let's say if you are a consulting company, accounting firm, or the law firm, they might not be able to relate with the workflows because their processes are very different from the project management perspective, from the capacity planning, and they are going to be more worried about the invoicing, billing, the client collaboration than just the project management piece. So for them, Asana might not make as much sense. The limitations that you're going to find with Asana is the project costing, client invoicing, and relevance to diverse industries. So Asana could be a great fit for your marketing ad agencies, software development, where internal project management is going to be far more relevant, but not for the other consulting firms. So that's number 4. Number 3 on our list is Cantata. They have 2 different products. One is going to be for slightly more Salesforce native experience. The other is going to provide slightly more cloud native experience. So both of these products are very comparable. The only difference between them is the interface that they utilize. So if you're looking for Salesforce native experience, and this is going to be relevant for consulting companies, especially if they are going to require far deeper PSA capabilities from the internal project management, from the billing, milestone tracking. All of those capabilities are going to be part of PSA. If you need the resource scheduling, when you are going to have very specialized resources, when you have to embed their calendars or utilize that as part of your scheduling, and that is also going to impact your milestone tracking as well as schedule, all of those capabilities are going to be inbuilt as part of your Cantata solution. So both of these solutions could be a great fit for your project management needs, especially if your priority is going to be the external project management as opposed to your internal project management. That's where Cantata is going to make sense. The strengths with Cantata is dual offerings for Salesforce as well as cloud native experience. So that's a huge plus, providing both of the experiences depending upon what you might need. The limitations that you are going to require with Cantata is that minimum user requirements. So they have the minimum user requirements. So let's say if you don't have at least 20 billable resources, then they might not be interested in selling to you. And it also gets very expensive for the smaller organizations. So it's not necessarily a fit for the smaller organizations. But even for the larger organizations, when you are looking for slightly more embedded capabilities with your finance, etc., then Cantata might not be a great fit, but it might serve as a great stopgap solution if you're looking for disconnected experience, mainly from the project management, client collaboration, billing, milestone tracking. All of that may be possible with Cantata, especially if you want to host this experience as part of your CRM processes. The other limitations that you are going to encounter with Cantata is the complexity that you're going to have that might be slightly overwhelming for the smaller companies if they might not be as familiar with how milestone tracking works, how revenue recognition works. For the consulting companies, for the smaller companies, it might not be the best fit. So that's number 3. Now, Number two on our list is Reich. And Reich is going to be in that prescriptive category where you are going to find a lot more capabilities pre-baked as part of the solution. But at the same time, with that, you are going to lose the fluidity that you are going to find with slightly more technical platforms. But when you look at Reich, Reich is really designed for internal project management. So they are going to have far deeper capabilities from the project planning, the operational planning that you are going to require. It might not have as deep embeddedness overall from the financial processes perspective. It's going to have slightly leaner reporting overall from the financial reporting perspective when you are looking at, let's say, the project costing, or you are looking at capabilities such as the resource planning. All of those might be far leaner with Reich. But if you're looking for the project management solution, just to assign tasks, manage project, manage very complex projects, they might have parent-child hierarchy. All of that might be possible using Reich because of its richer data model. It's also going to have the permissions that are going to be very rich in enabling the workflows that might not be available with slightly smaller solutions. So that's number two. Now, number one on our list is teamwork. Teamwork is a very strong solution, especially when you look at the combination of your internal project management capabilities as well as your PSA capabilities for the consulting organizations. When you are going to look at all of those, they are all going to be part of teamwork. Teamwork is found mainly in the HubSpot ecosystem. So they have far tighter alignment overall in the HubSpot ecosystem. So if you are going to be on HubSpot as your CRM, then teamwork might make a lot more sense. Let's say if you are going to be in Salesforce ecosystem, then you might find far deeper capabilities with solutions such as your Cantata. So teamwork is a balanced choice for client-centric professional services companies. The other strengths with teamwork is going to be the client invoicing, the project and timesheet management. So all of those financial operational capabilities that you typically require for a professional services firm, they are going to be part of your teamwork solution. The limitations that you are going to notice with teamwork is it's going to require a steep learning curve. And the reason for that is any of the prescriptive solutions that we have on the list, they will have far more consulting time, far more configuration time, far more training time. And the reason for that is because you are learning proprietary knowledge, but at the same time, these capabilities are going to have best practices pre-baked. So you are really aligning your business processes towards those. So you are not going to have as much technical backlog when you are going to be switching from, let's say, this system. So that's where it is a huge plus with any of the prescriptive solution. And then the cons is going to be slightly higher cost per user. And the reason why it is higher cost is because you are getting far more capabilities as part of the solution than you are going to get with the other solution, where your consulting cost is going to be higher. So that's number one. If you enjoyed this video, we are also going to include a detailed article. So check that out. We publish these videos on a weekly basis. So we encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you don't want to miss them. This podcast is also available in audio form as WBS Rocks on Apple, Spotify, and Google. So you might want to check there and subscribe. Also, if you have not checked our digital transformation report for 2024, it covers many different lists as well as analysis. So check that out. On that note, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one.